Professional wrestling is the one true sport. Other sports have their share of intense, dramatic moments, but nothing can compare with professional wrestling. Welcome to Wrestling History X, where three friends come together to talk stories behind the matches. I'm Matt.
And I'm going to give you your bang for your buck.
And Shane's not here.
But we're going to try extra hard just for him.
Welcome to episode 343, Guilty as Charged.
Bum, bum, bum.
And we promise Shane's innocent.
Yeah. He would never do anything against the law.
Or at least get caught.
Yeah. He's a smooth operator.
So this is the inaugural Guilty as Charged, produced by ECW. It would take place on January 10th, 1999, from the Millennium Theater in Kissimmee, Florida, with an attendance of 2,600 people.
It's the numbers you can get when you leave the 2,900 arena.
I mean, that's more people than you're going to get.
Oh, yeah. Those are numbers you can achieve when you leave the bingo hall.
But we are in Kissimmee, Florida. So, fun story. I tried to find a drink for us, in honor of Shane.
Yeah.
Got to keep the culinary trip around the world going.
Absolutely, even if it is Florida.
And the liqueur I was looking for could not find. And I wasn't sure if I could find if there was an adequate substitution for that.
Yeah.
It had a special name. It was a razzmatazz liqueur, which it's a raspberry flavor. So I feel like a raspberry liqueur probably would work any kind.
Blue or red.
But I believe it was
red. Yeah, like a real raspberry.
But the reason I wanted it was because it was called razzmatazz.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to honor Taz.
Oh, I see what you were doing here.
But I couldn't find it. So maybe in the future. Maybe we'll get it and have that.
Yeah, I don't think Taz is going anywhere too soon.
So I had to look. I was searching. Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah, Kissimmee, Florida. Where is it?
It's the vacation home capital of the world. And it's literally used to be a cow town.
Really?
But then Walt Disney went and built
Celebration?
Walt Disney World.
Oh, okay.
In the Orlando area. And Kissimmee basically turned into a tourist trap.
But is it on? It's not on the water though, right?
It's right on one of the lakes.
Oh, yeah. It's on a lake. Okay, it's not next to the ocean.
Yeah, it's just south of Florida. It actually has numerous theme parks and water parks of its own.
Just south of Orlando, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, you said south of Florida. I was like, we're in Florida.
Orlando,
yeah. I'm just making sure that that's what I thought. But
basically the airport, you can kind of build almost like a triangle. You have the airport as the northern point of Orlando.
Yeah.
You have the Disney resorts and theme parks to the west, and then Kissimmee is to the south, and just this big triangle right there. And people go over there, you can go to Gatorland.
Gatorland.
Yeah, Gatorland's over there. They have zipline tours and all kinds of fun stuff. I think there's 22 18-hole golf courses in Kissimmee is what I read.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like I said, just a huge tourist trap.
Yeah. So basically they're like, you know what? We may be a cow town, but we're right next to Disneyland, and we would just be silly not to take advantage of, not to kick the cows out and turn it into a golf course.
They kicked the cows out and kept the mice.
I get it. I see what you did there.
Yeah. So What did I do? One of my favorite treats. I'm a Disney adult. I'm not.
He is.
I'm not scared to admit it.
I know. I still keep him around because he's a lovable guy, but I don't necessarily understand it. But it's okay.
Love Disney, and one of my favorite treats.
He doesn't make a fool of himself about it.
Is the Mickey Mouse ice cream bar.
I just had one for the first time. You're not wrong. You're not wrong for enjoying it.
Yeah, it's delicious. Nice dark chocolate shell.
Yeah,
crunches.
the chocolate is great, and some of those ice cream sandwiches, it's like they do the thing where it's like basically just like whipped cream that's frozen, and then there's some where it's just like full on ice cream, and this is like kind of a perfect middle point where it melts fast enough, but doesn't turn into mush.
Which is why you're not going to hear a crunch from us, because
yeah,
mine was broken already, and so it was melting pretty fast on the plate. So
who makes them? I don't know why I asked you the hard question, but the chocolate reminded me of some kind of confectionery frozen novelty that I can't quite put my finger on. But because a lot of those like frozen treats, if you don't go high end, they're just kind of bad. Like I can't think of the name brands or whatever, but your cones or your ice cream bars, it's like, well, if you buy the cheap ones, they're just not really very good. And then when you buy like a Haagen-Dazs or a Dove or one of the high-end ones, it might be the Dove that reminded me of. Or what's the other fancy one? Magnum?
Yeah, Magnum's the fancy one.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's
Disney Nestle.
Okay, Nestle. Yeah.
Yeah.
A company that's never done anything wrong. But
you mean Nestle, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess the joke goes both ways.
Yeah.
For all I know, Disney owns Nestle. I know that they've been working with them for a long time because I remember Disney branded Nestle candies as a kid. You know, I think when Hercules came out, there was like Hercules chocolate bars that had like a drawing on them or whatever, and they were Nestle. Probably a few other things, but I just know I should have known better because in my head they have worked together promotionally for a long time.
But like I said, I've literally found, or not found, I knew that they were there, but at your local Walmart.
You've purchased these before.
I have. Walmart, I've seen them at Target, probably Kroger's, Albertsons.
Yeah, they're right next to the, what are those, like what's the cone thing called? I'm drawing all blanks on my ice cream novelties. I
can't think of any.
Yeah.
It's usually it's either that or Ben & Jerry's for me.
Yeah, they're between the ice cream, the Ben & Jerry's pints and the popsicles.
Yeah,
just about any grocery store you go to.
But yeah, if you like
ice cream and who doesn't,
chocolate covered shell, they're delicious and they're fun.
You could do a lot worse. Plus, you get to bite the ear off.
Exactly. But something that would happen right around the same time as Guilty as Charged, an album, Sugar Ray's 1459 album, to be exact, would release a couple of days later. Okay, so what did they have a hit song before off a previous album? I don't know.
Okay, I'm curious.
I mean, this is what everyone, when they think of Sugar Ray, this is the every morning song. Yeah.
Because I'm like, damn, if this is the first big album, it's pretty ballsy of them to call their shot.
I mean, it's their third album.
By 1459. Because I was like, I know they had stuff before. I know they were around before that. Fly's on this?
Fly was on the previous album.
Okay, so Fly was the guarantor. And then this is the one where they're like, all right, we're going to have at least 3 singles off this next one. So we can call it 1459 because our star has already risen. So we're basically saying we got 1 second left in this 15 minutes of fame.
I mean, so they're at 1459.
Yeah. I mean,
they even got the joke.
Yeah. I mean, they were they weren't calling their shot. I got that wrong. They were saying, hey, this is our last chance, third record, and but yeah, Fly is still their biggest song, right? You think?
I would say Every Morning, probably.
Okay, yeah, I think you might be right, but both big.
I mean, Every Morning is probably their biggest hit. Yeah. Let's see here. What does...
Someday, underrated.
Oh, I agree completely. Every Morning gets the top spot on Apple Music.
Yeah, I'm sure on Spotify as well. Are you a Sugar Ray fan?
I had 1459.
Okay. Is there tracks on there that aren't singles? Like it's like songs that like when I mean tracks, I mean like good songs. Because obviously there's more than 3 tracks.
Obviously, Every Morning, Someday, and Falls Apart are the 3 big singles. They actually do a cover of Abracadabra, which is actually pretty good.
Like the Steve Miller song?
Yeah, the Steve Miller song.
The Steve Miller song I like the most.
If someone can name another Steve Miller song for me.
Joker.
Okay, thank you.
There's so many.
I just literally couldn't think of it.
Oh, I thought you were kidding. I was like, there's so many. That's like probably his like the 8th most famous Steve Miller song.
I mean, the rest of the album's fine. Like, I'm not gonna be like, you know.
Yeah.
This album fits right in there with other albums that came out right around then, like, you know, the Smash Mouth and the Lits. And...
Yeah, this is par for the course in this time period
of this pop-influenced punk-ish.
Yeah, it's one of those things where at the time I was like, oh, this shit's lame. And then as I've gotten older and there's really like no monoculture and like no songs, nobody listening to the radio, and like there's only like 3 pop stars or big songs, like I'm like moderately nostalgia for there at least being just a breadth of like popular songs that like everybody knew. Whereas now you could tell me Sabrina Carpenter is like one of the biggest stars on the radio, but I couldn't hum you a chorus to any of her songs just because it's not how the world works anymore. Nobody watches cable. There's no MTV. Nobody listens to the radio.
The even bigger pop star of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but you'd at least know like Shake It Off because it was unavoidable.
I mean, if it came on, that might be one of the few songs of hers that I might go, oh, that's Taylor Swift. Like, I probably recognize some of her songs, but there's a good chance that I wouldn't have any clue that it was Taylor Swift when it came on.
I know what you mean. Yeah, but same here as far as like pop music goes. So it's just one of those things where I'm like, oh, I thought this shit was dumb and lame as a kid, but now it's like, okay, well, there's so much worse shit out there, and at least there was a bunch of different things. Like Sugar Ray was happening at the same time as Korn and Backstreet Boys, like selling lots of records. Yeah. So just kind of take for granted the fact that there was a monoculture at one point, because it doesn't really exist anymore. And somebody could tell me about the biggest thing in the world, and it might be the first time I'm hearing of it.
How many more albums did they have?
I don't know. I think Sugar Ray's still putting in the work. They're
probably hitting up the old State Fair.
You think so? I think that they're probably joining together with like 2 or 3 other bands and then hitting amphitheaters.
I mean, that's possible. Let's see here. They released after 1459. They released an album in 2001, 2003. Not another one until 2009, and then they just released one in 2019. It was 10 years. Just Mark McGrath and the guitarist Rodney Shepherd being back. Is this supposed to be a yacht rock type thing? Possibly.
Yeah, they're trying. Yeah, just trying to.
Just having some fun. I mean, come on, Mark McGrath has made a name for himself just based off of
having bleached tips and wearing button-up shirts. Yeah, that's kind of his thing.
The dude does reality shows like it's going out of style.
Does he? He's basically just the handsome version of the Smash Mouth guy.
I mean,
also, his voice doesn't sound like fucking someone squeezing a frog. So that's
he's been the host for a couple Pussycat Doll things. He did Don't Forget the Lyrics, Celebrity Apprentice, Celebrity Wife Swap, Celebrity Big Brother, Masked Singer, The Wheel. I guess he became the host and narrator of Dark Side of the 2000s here recently.
The man is not afraid to work, it sounds like.
No. I'll give him props for that. Like,
yeah, good for him.
I don't think there's any time that he's come on my screen and I've gone like, fuck, it's Mark McGrath again. But
this is pretty funny. On their 2025 tour, which I think may have got canceled after a few shows or whatever. I don't know. But they covered Genuine, They covered the song Pony by Genuine. And they also covered Everything About You by Ugly Kid Joe. So that's kind of fun. But yeah. Sugar Ray, not my thing, but in hindsight, you could do a lot worse. It's fun. It's for the kids.
I mean, literally depending on what bands they were touring with, I'd go see a Sugar Ray show.
Would you go see this lineup, which looks like it might have been pretty recent? Sugar Ray, Better Than Ezra, Tonic.
Probably not, because I don't love any of those.
Yeah.
But like,
if it was Third Eye Blind.
Like, if it was Third Eye Blind.
Counting Crows.
Probably. Like, if you called me up, I was like, hey, I got an extra ticket to this Sugar Ray, Tonic,
Better Than Ezra
show. Do you want to go? I'd probably be like, sure, why not?
Yeah,
I don't hate myself for going to that show.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't like Tonic. I don't love Sugar Ray. Better Than Ezra is my favorite of those, and I still just know the singles. Gin Blossom, Sugar Ray, that's a good show.
Actually, I do think they have toured together.
Yeah, I'm looking at that here. Also with Tonic and Fastball.
That's a show.
That's a show.
Does Fastball come on, play their one song, go off stage, let the other bands play, come back on, play that song again? Like they play that one song.
That's a good song. I never listened to the album, but I remember a kid. I went to his birthday party and he had the album and was like just trying to like sell everybody on it. And I was like, I like that one song. I believe you, but he didn't burn me a copy, so I just know the one song. I do think they had a second single, but I can't think of the melody. But yeah, Fastball. It was a great music video too. We're just all 1999 at the moment. We should probably start talking about wrestling. But, you know.
Was it Out of My Head?
Yep. Am I out of my head? Am I out of my mind? The song's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good-ass song.
Okay. I know what song that is.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that song?
Yeah, that song's really, really good, but
yeah,
nobody thinks Fastball when they hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry I hated on you, Fastball.
They got two songs.
My apologies.
Yeah.
You have two good songs.
Yeah.
Maybe I should give a Fastball a listen sometime.
I know. Maybe that record rules.
It might.
Maybe it's like, like the Gin Blossoms where it's like, oh, no. They had like 3 or 4 like hits, but they're just a good band.
My favorite Gin Blossom song is not on a Gin Blossoms album.
Oh, really?
It's on the Empire Records album.
Oh, yeah, back in the soundtrack days where it's like, all right, here's a bunch of garbage and then like 3 great songs.
Yeah. But that's enough of giving Sugar Ray their 15 minutes of fame.
And Fastball, more than they probably ever had.
Probably.
No shade. You wrote 2 great songs. Most people don't write one good one.
You've obviously made me think I should give Fastball a listen.
Yeah. It's still warm enough out here in Oklahoma in the early fall.
Well, let's talk some Guilty as Charged. And we open on Paul Heyman in a locker room. He's thanking the fans for purchasing the event. And to show our gratitude, ECW isn't going to be like the other guys. We're not going to jerk you around and bullshit you. Paul then announces that Masato Tanaka couldn't make the trip from Japan. While Jerry Lynn's fractured pelvis hasn't healed.
Damn.
So the card will change, as they don't want to give the fans a half-assed performance. And Heyman believes that ECW has the hardest working athletes and performers in the business.
It's believable, especially if you're looking at WCW.
The wrestlers who care the most about ECW are here, and they will break every effing rule in the book. And for that reason, they are guilty as charged.
And to that, I'll say, ECW, you'd have to have a book full of rules for us to break any of them. But I understand what you're saying, and we're excited for it.
And we head out to the arena where Joey Styles is in the ring, welcoming everyone to the show, saying wrestling is a business where no one is innocent, making ECW guilty as charged.
How many times are we going to do this in the first 3 minutes?
And we go to the opening video package, name, date, location, followed by highlights of competitors.
Well. You know the song.
You heard it a little bit earlier. And we go to our first match. The Dastardly one, Danny Doring and Amish Roadkill versus the FBI of Little Guido and Tracy Smothers with Tommy Rich, Big Guido, and Sal E. Graziano. And Joey points out that Doring's tights say muffin ass on the back, which amuses me.
Yeah. All right, Danny. We get it. You want to be the funny guy.
And both teams stall to start, with the Dastardly one doing the Dastardly shuffle and taunting the crowd. When the hardcore chair-swinging freaks make their way out, calling the match a homosexual dance party and suggesting they make it a three-way dance instead.
Like, whoa, yeah, hold our beer. We're going to make this gayer.
Axelrod and Balls Mahoney jump in the ring, leading to everyone brawling, where Axel smashes a chair over the head of Roadkill on the outside, while inside, Guido pulls Doring over with a sunset flip for a 2 count. Exchange strikes inside the ring until the Dastardly one is back body dropped to the floor, while Amish Roadkill is sent into the railing by Rotten. Little Guido leaps off the apron, but Doring moves, sending Guido crashing into the steel, while Balls and Tracy have made their way inside, where Mahoney delivers a clothesline and jabs, only for Smothers to retaliate with a leg lariat. And Axel's working over Roadkill, using more chair shots on the rampway now, when Balls ducks a back elbow to hit a thrust kick for a near fall. Mahoney keeps up the attack with a sit-out powerbomb and a clothesline to the floor, before flying out with a top rope plancha atop the entire FBI. And Amish Roadkill low blows Rotten as they make their way into the ring, nailing a corner splash, but Axel fights back with a clothesline and goes to make a cover, only for Smothers to make the save. Roadkill then catches Tracy running the low ropes for a side slam and a power slam, followed by heading up top for a flying splash for the pin, and no! Guido comes flying in with a top rope elbow drop to break it up. And Doring's back in to deliver a G-spot sweep to little Guido, the bareback and the teabag to Smothers, before teaming with Amish Roadkill to hit a heart attack on Guido for the pin. And no! Rich decks the Dastardly one with the flag, allowing the FBI to deliver a double fisherman suplex to Doring for the pin and the elimination.
This Doring, what are these names of these moves you have?
There's something.
There's a reason that the chair swinging freaks came out and said some
not very nice things.
Yeah. There's a reason they called you gay, brother.
And the FBI continues to double teams on Balls with leg sweeps, chops, and drop kicks, before also hitting the Paisan elbow for a 2 count.
My favorite move in all of wrestling. I mean, not really, but I like the Paisan elbow more than the people's elbow because it makes more sense and it's funnier.
Guido wears down Mahoney with a headlock, but Balls fights to his feet to deliver a Saito suplex and makes his way to the corner for the hot tag. Axel cleans house with clotheslines, punches, and a double flip-flop and fly, followed by the freaks whipping their opponents into each other, before nailing the Nutcracker Suite and severe skull trauma on them for the pin and the win. Post-match, Big Guido and Sal enter the ring, so the freaks grab chairs to whack the big men in the head, sending them packing, followed by celebrating with the fans.
This is how ECW matches start. Some big moves, too many guys, some chair shots, and we're off to the races. You can't be too mad at this.
I had fun with it.
I had fun. FBI, you know they're opening the show.
Yeah.
If they're not, show's probably in trouble. That means we don't got a lot going on if FBI is not opening the show.
So we go to a locker room, and Terry Funk's there, and he has some words for Tommy Dreamer.
Ooh, and baby, I was nervous, because last time we saw Terry, it was some of the worst Terry we've ever seen. So I was shaking in my boots. But yeah, we'll see where he takes us.
And he compares Tommy to an old jackass Funk's dad owned. That Papa Funk loved it until it kicked him in the nuts. So that jackass got put down with a kitchen knife.
Kitchen knife.
Terry says that Dreamer kicked him in his nuts when he chose Jake Roberts over him.
I mean, if somebody chose a crackhead over me, I'd be pretty upset.
Vowing to discover how much blood Dreamer has in him.
Good line.
Threatening to juice him, followed by calling the snake a son of a bitch. And Funk finishes with that it will be payback time until the day Tommy dies, before screaming at the cameraman to leave.
And I don't know about you, but would you say Funk is back?
Redeemed.
He did this with intensity. It made sense, and it was believable. He got all the goofy out of him last time. I hope he rewatched that tape and was like, swing and a miss.
Bad.
Yeah.
So we go to our second match. Super Crazy versus Yoshihiro Tajiri. And the last time we saw Yoshihiro was at Best of Super Juniors 4, episode 255. And our competitors are back and forth with chain wrestling when Crazy hits a swinging DDT that Yoshihiro snow-sells, nails several kicks to the back of the head and multiple basement drop kicks to take control.
Ooh, and I was like, yeah. In the first...
I'm in.
Yeah, in the first 60 seconds, I was like, ooh. My attention was raised. Sometimes on these wrestling shows, my eyes glaze over. But this one, it was like a shot of caffeine right into my veins. I was like, yep. This is what I like. This is what I come to wrestling for.
Tajiri delivers a handspring back elbow and a baseball slide that sends Super Crazy to the floor, when Yoshihiro follows out with an Asai moonsault. And as Crazy makes his way back to the apron, Tajiri hits a roundhouse kick and places his opponent in the tarantula on the ropes.
Yeah, it's basically like a surfboard, but he's doing it over, like he's underneath the bottom rope and the other guy's all the way over the top rope, so he's just cranking his back backwards over it. Pretty wild.
And Super Crazy fights back with chops and a springboard dropkick that sends Yoshihiro outside. So Crazy flies out with a suicide somersault plancha and a moonsault off the railing. And back inside, Tajiri's locked in a surfboard that Super Crazy rolls around until bending Yoshihiro backwards into a dragon sleeper. But he lets the hold go to drop an elbow and attempt a tilt-a-whirl slam, only for Tajiri to counter into an arm drag and another basement dropkick.
This was a beautiful little combination. I didn't see it coming. I loved that he reversed it into an arm drag, because it's like, it's just an arm drag, but it looked cool, and then he immediately followed up with one of my favorite things anybody can do, which is just spam basement like shotgun drop kicks to the face, to the knee, to the back of the head, anywhere. It always, I wouldn't say it always looks good, but the people that do it typically do it in great fashion, and Tajiri's here for it.
Super Crazy rolls out, so Yoshihiro climbs to the top, flying out with a crossbody, before returning to the ring to hit a back heel kick for a 2 count. Crazy answers back with a drop toe hold and a law magistral for a near fall. Goes for another, but Tajiri counters it into one of his own for a 2 count.
A little bit, I got your number, Lucha.
Super Crazy with strikes, goes for a German suplex, which Yoshihiro flips out of and scores a kick to the gut, before leaping off the turnbuckle with a moonsault press for a near fall. Crazy then nails a drop kick to send Tajiri to the floor, following out with a slingshot tope con hio, before rolling back in to deliver a missile drop kick, a tornado DDT, and an inverted tornado DDT for a 2 count. Super Crazy goes for a powerbomb, but it's countered into a DDT by Yoshihiro, leaving both men down, until Crazy's up first to head up top, only to miss a corkscrew moonsault, leading to Tajiri hitting another basement dropkick.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yoshihiro climbs the turnbuckles, but Super Crazy meets him there to exchange strikes, when Tajiri nails a sunset flip powerbomb for a near fall. Yoshihiro sets his opponent on the ropes for a Super Rana, only for Crazy to roll through for a 2 count, followed by a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. And Super Crazy tries for another, when Tajiri flips through to hit a powerbomb of his own, making the cover, but Crazy counters the pin attempt into a rolling leg switch, which Yoshihiro ends up on top for a 2 count. And the 2 trade strikes when Tajiri catches a clothesline attempt, placing Super Crazy on his back for an airplane spin, transitioning it into a bridging dragon suplex for the pin and the win. Post-match, Joey shows us replays, which actually show Crazy's shoulders weren't completely down.
I mean, who knows how long Tajiri will be here, because, he lives on the other side of the world, but they could use that as an angle or not, but I don't think anybody's walking around after this and complaining about it, because this was the most fun I've had watching wrestling in a while.
I will give you spoiler alert.
Yep.
These two gentlemen are here for a while.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love to hear it, because, like I said, this woke me up as much as I loved last week seeing, one of my childhood favorites win the belt. This is the kind of wrestling that I enjoy and that excites me and that I wish there was more of, and at least more of in the modern sense. Yeah, so bring it on. These guys could have a match on every show for the next year. I'll tell them when to stop. I'll tell them when it gets old. But I think they got plenty of room for interesting matches after seeing this one.
John Kronus then makes his way to the ring, and Styles says that Kronus isn't dangerous unless you anger him.
He's kind of crazy now without his partner.
But if you do anger him, then he's stark raving nuts.
Cronuts? Sorry, that's a bad joke.
I thought it was pretty good,
okay,
actually.
all right, I'll take it.
Jeff Jones then arrives wearing a judge's robe, yelling, "The judge is here," which confuses Joey as Jones never went to law school. He didn't even graduate from preschool. He definitely couldn't pass a urine test.
It's one of the many reasons we love Joey Styles.
The judge takes a mic to say he thinks Bill Clinton and O.J. Simpson are guilty as charged. And so is Kronus, saying John attacked him at a house show, hitting him with a 450 splash. So now Kronus must face his executioner. He's psycho and will viciously deal out justice.
Ooh, you really hit it there.
Which leads us to our third match. John Kronus versus Sid with Judge Jeff Jones.
Pretty crazy that Sid Vicious is here. You don't want to say mighty have fallen, because Sid was never good. He was just an attraction. But he either didn't save his money. We all know at one point he was very hard to work with. He stabbed one of our all-time favorites. But I think
he loved his softball.
I think he learned his lesson. I mean, yeah. It's so funny that a guy that huge is obsessed with softball.
And we haven't seen Sid since King of the Ring 97, episode 257. And Kronus throws some ineffective punches. So Sid grabs him by the throat to throw John over the ropes and through the timekeeper's table.
Dang.
Sid grabs a chair to whack Kronus over the head and across the back before rolling him inside to deliver a powerbomb for the pin and the win.
And if you expected anything else, what are you, stupid?
Post-match, Jones tells Sid he's the man, while Joey says they might need a squeegee for John.
Yeah, I hope that Kronus got some extra cash that night, because the last person I want to take an unprotected headshot, chair shot from is Sid Vicious. Because, number one, he's huge, probably doesn't know his strength, doesn't care about working, doesn't care about wrestling. Powerbomb is kind of the only thing he can do probably safely, and that's by choice. He doesn't have to. Another thing I'd like to point out is the comparison of Bill Clinton to O.J. Simpson. It's a big difference between a blowjob and cutting your wife's head off.
Yeah, definitely.
Just saying. I mean, I know he was the president. It was a big deal, but small fries compared to where we're at now in 2025. We all know that Kennedy was getting side pussy, and nobody cares.
No, not at all.
It's all that damn, was it Linda Tripp? The one that sold out Lewinsky?
Yeah.
I hate that lady.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to get political.
We go to a video recap of our main event feud. And Sabu has ignited a feud with Taz and Douglas, with the human suplex machine vowing to take the Homicidal One out in 3 stages. Sabu would receive 3 receipts, a pair of Taz mission plexes that landed him on his head, and a Taz plex through a table, which re-injured the homicidal one. The human suplex machine would then mess with the franchise's head by pulling the homicidal one on top of him during a match, letting Sabu win the FTW title.
Oh my God.
But would step into the role of the number one contender for the ECW championship, with Sabu out. Heyman is heard saying that Taz broke Sabu's neck and stole his title shot. So it's Douglas versus the human suplex machine. But what about the homicidal one?
I mean, you know the man's not afraid to work injured.
Definitely not. And we come back live where Joey wants to continue discussing the main event, but the producers tell him to talk about the Dudleys, which he doesn't understand.
And doesn't want to do.
Until Styles spots Gertner and company arriving to the ring. And this is where I'd like to mention, because I have just missed it somehow, sometime in...
No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Sometime in 2024, the Dudleys were inducted into the Hardcore Hall of Fame.
It took that long.
Guess so.
I'm kind of a low-key Dudley hater, but I feel like it shouldn't have taken that long.
Probably not.
I mean, I think this is my hot take, is the Dudleys...
But I'm going to have a couple other people that we're going to mention tonight.
Yeah, all right. Maybe it hasn't been around that long? Maybe they started in Japan first?
I think it's literally within the last 10 years or so.
Yeah. And they probably were like, well, we got to just do only a couple a year because there's just not as many hardcore guys as others. But my hot take is the Dudleys don't get good until they leave ECW because they talk less and work more.
It's not a hot take.
Because I kind of despise them here. It's been too long and too much, and I'll let you get going so we can get through it because these boys can talk.
And Bubba Ray says they are the greatest tag team in the world, that he wants competition and doesn't care who it is. While Joel takes the mic to call himself Florida's top tourist attraction, his crotch being the happiest place on earth. The man who makes Minnie Mouse's panties wet.
Jesus.
And the man who just last night helped Daisy Duck fulfill her dream as she took one for the team. And I made her squeal and scream as I filled her full of cream.
This is maybe his most disgusting.
It is I, the bacon in her eggs, the man for whom she begs, and the face between her legs, Joel. I shoot out a full condom filler, and it tastes like vanilla.
I don't even like hearing you say it. So is this the most foul he's gotten?
I think so.
Also, does he know that birds have cloacas and they pee and poop and also birth out of it? But I guess he just doesn't care.
Probably not. It's Minnie Mouse and Daisy Duck that are anamorphic creatures.
What's funny in this world where there's like furries or people get horny from cartoons, those are like the last two I would want to see drawn sexy.
Right.
Because of just their proportions and what they look like. It's not like we're talking about like Maid Marian from Robin Hood, where it's like I at least kind of understand that, even though it doesn't do anything for me. I'm like, I kind of see where you're coming from.
If someone said Maid Marian was hot, I'd be like,
I get it. I'm not mad at you. If you say that about Minnie Mouse or Daisy Duck, I'd be like, weird and gross. Weird. Yeah. Look at they're not even drawn. They don't even look. They have arms and legs, but they're still not shaped really like humans.
Clarabelle's sexier than Minnie Mouse.
I don't know who that is. Who's Clarabelle?
I'm just gonna pull up a picture because it's a cow.
Oh,
Clarabelle's a cow.
Is it a Disney character?
Yeah. It kind of looks like Goofy, but it's a cow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's very funny. I didn't know. That's a deep pull. I definitely, as a
Disney adult.
As a small child, I had a crush on the mouse from Rescue Rangers. But I think that's a pretty normal thing.
Gadget?
Yeah.
Like, she's gorgeous. Come on now.
You're just a kid. But like as an adult, I'm like, oh, well, that's just a cutely drawn mouse or whatever that's supposed to be cute.
Yeah.
But as a kid, you're not really, you're not like horny over it.
No. The only one that you should ever be horny over is Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Betty Boop, weird choice. That head's too big. Anyway.
Gertner continues with the introductions of the Dudley clan until Big Bubba takes the mic to say they don't have a match tonight. They weren't even supposed to be here. Is this Clerks? But if there's any man in the building who wants some, get your ass to the ring. And of course, the music hits. The X's go up and the trash cans come flying, leading us to our fourth match. The Dudley Boys of Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, with Joel Gertner, Big Dick, and Sign Guy Dudley.
Sorry dances with.
Versus New Jack and Spike Dudley.
I like that Spike came out with the bandana over his face. Just going full gangsta.
Everyone starts brawling, using crutches, metal trays and bowls, knocking Big Dick out of the ring, followed by Jack taking Devon to the floor, while inside, Spike takes Bubba down with a hurricanrana and a baking sheet to the head for a 2 count. Bubba Ray fights back with a baking pan, a headbutt, and a press slam that sends the smallest Dudley into the crowd, where he body surfs until Bubba pulls him back onto the rampway.
That's kind of a fun spot where everyone's like, it's like, oh, we've established this and we're just going to crowd surf him.
Only to then toss him right back into the crowd with another press slam.
It's kind of like when, Hogan does...
They don't catch him.
They don't catch him at all. He lands right on a chair. But it's kind of like when Hogan does the ear to every side of the crowd. He's like, all right, this side of the arena. This side. We saw him do it. We saw Bigelow do it. But prayers for Spike Dudley, just willing to go there. Granted, he also weighs less than any wrestler ever.
Outside the ring, Devon and New Jack are pummeling each other, sending each other into the railing, while Spike answers with a pan shot to Bubba Ray. And everyone makes it back into the ring, with the gangstas holding guitars, while the Dudleys have chairs. And Bubba and Devon duck and escape to the floor to regroup, while Big Dick jumps into the ring to get nailed by Spike, only to no-sell, turning around just to get another guitar shot by Jack to knock him down. And the Dudleys sneak in to deliver chair shots, followed by Bubba Ray using a broken guitar and trash can on Spike, while Devon throws New Jack to the ramp. And the Dudleys set up to hit a super Bubba bomb to the smallest Dudley, when Jack retaliates with strikes, an elbow drop, and several pan shots over the Dudleys' heads on the ramp.
Yeah.
And Devon eventually blocks and steals a pan. He swings away, but New Jack ducks, causing Bubba Ray to take the blow, leaving him staggering around like an idiot until Devon reverses a whip, sending Jack right into a Dudley death drop on the ramp.
Damn.
Now inside the ring, Big Dick has recovered to lift Spike with a chokehold, only for the smallest Dudley to poke him in the eye, kick down low, and nail an acid drop, followed by an acid drop to Devon for a 2 count, as Bubba runs in with a splash to break it up. But Spike moves in time, causing Devon to take the blow. Spike then scores a 3rd acid drop to Bubba Ray, with Big Dick now trying to break up the pin with a splash, only for Spike to again move in time. So the smallest Dudley goes for another, but Big Dick tosses him down to the mat this time, with the Dudleys back up to nail the 3D for the pin and the win.
Boo.
Post-match, Sign Guy cuffs Spike to the ropes, while the rest of the boys team up on New Jack, when Devon begins to recite the Dudley commandments, busting open Jack with a chair. And Bubba declares Spike and New Jack dead, that they beat every team in ECW, splitting up the Gangstas and the Eliminators. They sent Sandman packing and broke Beulah's neck. There's only one team left to beat, as they want to prove they are the best pairing in ECW history. They want Public Enemy.
Did somebody get let go?
And they dare them to show up January 16th in Philadelphia.
Oh, you even gave us the date.
So I got some phone notes here. Public Enemy would show up on the 16th. It was a show called House Party. We're not covering it. And they would brawl with the Dudleys, setting up a match for Crossing the Line in February. Also a show that we don't watch.
Okay.
But Public Enemy would instead sign with the WWF.
Smarter idea.
Before that Crossing the Line show. So ECW would bury them on an episode of Hardcore TV.
Damn. After those guys that did so much for you, I mean, I understand being upset, but like, these guys got to make some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Public Enemy would only last a couple of months in WWF.
I mean, we all know that because I don't even remember them being in the WWF.
Because they don't pass the Acolyte test.
Ooh.
Basically, they were in a match with the Acolytes, and the Acolytes were told to basically shoot on them. Which
oh, yeah.
Bradshaw and Farouk
have no issue doing.
So Public Enemy would then return to WCW, which would only last about a month as well.
Surprised WCW was like, sure, come on back.
They do make one final pay-per-view appearance in an offshoot promotion after WCW falls apart.
Oh, so one of those small moments where a bunch of people are trying to cash in on people.
Yeah. And if I can find it, we will cover that show because it was a pay-per-view.
What was the company? Sorry, I'm asking questions I shouldn't. I'm just curious if this is a thing I've heard about before. But
it was in Australia.
Oh,
they
okay.
literally ran like 2 shows, but the first show was on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you...
iGeneration Superstars of Wrestling was the promotion. IGW is what they called it.
But yeah, basically they were like, oh, maybe we can make some money if we get a bunch of people that worked in WCW or ECW.
Yeah, because Dennis Rodman was the main attraction as in the main event.
Hilarious and fun.
But yeah, it was. I think it's one of the last times the Road Warriors worked together.
Sad stuff.
Barbarian, One Man Gang, Tatanka, and Kurt Hennig and Dennis Rodman are all on that show.
Oof.
That tells you kind of the quality of the show.
Yeah.
I've been looking for it. Haven't found it yet.
We know it's not good.
I mean,
but
Dennis Rodman is in a singles match as the main event.
Yeah.
You know it's not a good show.
He is by far... he's nowhere near the top of the professional athletes that do a quick run. Remember, was it Karl Malone that we actually he's trying and some of his stuff looks good. Whereas Dennis Rodman looks like he doesn't have any hand-eye coordination, which is crazy considering that he's the king of the rebound.
So if anybody out there has a connection to a recording of that show...
Yeah, a potentially awful... I mean, not potentially, an awful wrestling show that nobody cares about.
Please let us know and either how we can acquire it somehow. Cause
we'll watch it and we'll bitch about it.
Exactly. But if we're not able to watch that show, which it's like 2001-ish, 2002 when it happened, so it'll be a while.
Yeah.
But this could possibly be the last time we ever talk about Public Enemy.
I mean, unless we're making a joke.
We salute you. Thanks for coming.
You had your moments.
Joey then reminds us that Masato Tanaka is not here.
And I'm bummed about it.
But he promises they will find a suitable replacement, leading to a Rob Van Dam video package, showing him hitting Van Daminators and winning the television title. We come back live to Lance Storm and Tammy Lynn Bytch making their way to the ring, where Lance takes the mic to say the three-way dance isn't happening, since Spike already took a beating and Jerry Lynn is backstage crying about a cracked pelvis. So that frees him up for bigger and better things. And the only thing better than being from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is having gold around your waist. Storm calls out RVD, saying he will show that he's not the whole effing show, just the best damn part of it.
Pretty good little promo. I watched this on archive.org, and it really makes such a huge difference when you get the real songs. When RVD comes out to Pantera, I'm stoked. Just like, hell yes. This is, yeah. I know, and I totally understand why. I'm glad that it is available to people with all,
Absolutely.
because it's an important part of American wrestling history. But man, when you can come out to just like popular rock songs, it's pretty fucking awesome.
So we get our fifth match. Lance Storm with Tammy Lynn Bytch versus Rob Van Dam with Bill Alfonso for the ECW World Television Championship. And another one that I missed at some point, but RVD has been inducted into the Hardcore Hall of Fame back in 2022.
And he's not really a thumbtack guy, but
When I think ECW guys,
yeah.
RVD is one of the top 5 guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of guys that people love, but if you're talking about like having like talent,
I mean, Mount Rushmore of ECW: Dreamer, RVD, Taz, and
I mean, I don't like Sandman, but
do you put the Dudleys?
For me, it's like Shane Douglas is like because he kind of is the main guy, even though he's heel most of the time, he's still the champion, and he's still one of the best and smartest workers in the company. And he does the thing, he like has the belt, but he's the guy that's like anti the hardcore thing, which is what everybody's coming for the whole time. Mm-hmm. I mean, Shane Douglas is on my Mount Rushmore, but somebody's might be Sandman, and plenty of people will have Sabu on there, which
that's true.
I think that like people love RVD, but now I guess RVD is kind of more over than Sabu at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, RVD is just a better wrestler.
I mean, also with RVD, like as much as people don't want to think that the WWE version of ECW is ECW, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you include that at all in the lineage, which technically it is in the lineage.
Yeah.
Rob Van Dam was the ECW champ then and literally went on to become a double champion as ECW and WWF champion at the same time.
I mean,
so it like literally went. That's why I think RVD is that guy.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know about that because I didn't watch any of the WWF ECW stuff, but it's cool that obviously they didn't do that with Shane Douglas or Taz because Taz shows up before ECW is purchased by them, but for him to be the star of their ECW show and actually be an ECW guy and not just somebody that was hired on, that's cool. I see where you're coming from now. Because when I think RVD's not one of the first people I think of when I think ECW, but he's one of the most talented.
Yeah. So our competitors start with back and forth action when Storm catches Van Dam with a roll up into a single leg Boston Crab, only for Fonzie to assault Bytch, causing Storm to release the hold to rescue her.
Bitch on bitch action.
And as Lance has Alfonso by the shirt, RVD takes advantage with a slingshot leg drop on the apron, knocking them both to the floor, where they each use the railing as a weapon, followed by Van Dam leaping off the apron with a corkscrew leg drop, sending Storm into the ring post.
Posted.
Back inside, RVD continues with a double underhook pancake for a 2 count, but he then telegraphs a move, allowing Lance to nail a thrust kick, a jawbreaker, running clothesline, running back elbow, and a basement dropkick to the face for a near fall. And the two men begin trading blows when Van Dam goes for a springboard moonsault. The Storm dropkicks him off the top rope into the guardrail, followed by a baseball slide that sends RVD into the first row. And they brawl in the crowd with Lance back body dropping Van Dam back to ringside, only for RVD to retaliate with a diving senton from the railing.
Oof.
Storm then counters a scoop slam into an inverted DDT on the floor, with Lance then making his way towards the ring. When Van Dam connects with forearms and a roundhouse kick, he goes for a springboard off the guardrail, but Storm drop kicks him again into the crowd.
Be careful, Robert.
Lance climbs back into the ring to deliver a springboard plancha onto his opponent in the first row, before heading back inside again, where he meets RVD at the 8th, only to be shoulder blocked, allowing Van Dam to head up top, but Storm knocks him down, causing RVD to crotch himself.
Not his buds.
Lance attempts a back suplex, only for Van Dam to flip out, landing on his feet and hitting a standing corkscrew leg drop, followed by a drop toe hold to place Storm in a surfboard. And RVD releases the hold, but he immediately nails a rolling thunder senton for a 2 count, for whipping Lance to a corner, where Storm leaps up and off with a springboard back elbow that gets a near fall. Lance keeps up the attack with a handspring clothesline and goes for a Northern Lights suplex, only for RVD to counter with a heel kick, followed by Fonzie tossing a chair in, with Storm ducking the Van Daminator, hopping over multiple leg sweeps and nailing a chair shot. Lance grabs the weapon to use again, but RVD's back up to surprise his opponent with a Van Daminator that sends Storm to the outside. And RVD drags Lance back in and looks to apply a hold, when Tammy Lynn gets on the apron, distracting the ref and allowing Storm to kick down low, rolling up Van Dam for a 2 count.
I just didn't expect it. I felt like Tammy was gone for good, but that was a surprise.
RVD ducks a spin kick and hits one of his own, followed by another Van Daminator attempt, only for Lance to duck again, causing the ref to take the blow.
Ref bump.
Storm then tosses the chair back to RVD to deliver a Lance Storminator, as Bytch attempts to wake up John Finnegan, while Lance takes Van Dam to the top. Alfonso runs in with a chair, but Storm blocks and takes the chair away, only to turn around to receive a flying Van Daminator for the pin, and Lance kicks out. And they exchange strikes when RVD would hit a clothesline, climb to the top for the 5-star frog splash, but Storm avoids and attempts a powerbomb, only to be countered into a Rana, which Lance rolls through, followed by Van Dam rolling through into a jackknife pin for a 2 count.
Oof.
And they bridge to their feet with Storm going for a pile driver, but RVD reverses it into a back body drop. But Lance lands on his feet and attempts a suplex, only for Van Dam to fight through into a standing switch, nailing a German suplex for the pin and the win.
This is great shit. This is what I like to see. This is my preferred version of ECW, is one-on-one matches that are quality. Shenanigans, wrestling shenanigans, not shit show shenanigans.
Yep.
And I love a finish that's doesn't use somebody's finisher. It's one of my favorite things you can do, is subvert the, like, oh, they didn't do, it's like we were all waiting for the one-winged angel. It's like we got to keep people on their toes. Sometimes, everybody fights hard, they kick out of each other's finishers, and you'd hit a bridging German suplex. Does that not look like it hurts? No notes. I had a good time.
We go to a video package of the Credible Dreamer feud with some dramatic piano music. And actually, if you watched on Internet Archive, you probably got a
deep cut Alice in Chains song.
Yeah.
I have it in my notes. I was like, oh, Just Incredible package, like Tommy Dreamer, Terry Funk, Just Incredible package plays to a deep cut Alice in Chains song. I was like, I don't know this Alice in Chains song.
Yeah, I read about it and I was like, oh, that sucks that I don't get that. But
I didn't know what it was off. Couldn't figure out. I didn't look up what it was off of. But I was like, this must be off like Sap or like Jar of Flies. Like it felt like it was off of one of the like 2 EPs, which are some of my favorite Alice in Chains stuff. But it's been so long since I've listened to them. But I was like, huh. We do know that ECW loves them some Alice in Chains. But yeah, I mean, if this is the case, I might just always find these on archive.org, because it really does add to the experience for a guy that likes, rock music.
Mad Season's River of Deceit.
Oh, so it's not Alice in Chains, it's Mad Season, which is a
super group.
Yeah, like a previous thing. I don't know if it was before Alice in Chains or concurrent, but yeah, that makes sense, because I've known about Mad Season forever, but I never had the CD, and in my years of pirating material, I never got to it.
Yeah, Lane Staley from Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam guitarist Mike McCready, and Screaming Trees drummer Barrett Martin. They only made one album, 1995, and River of Deceit's their best song off of it.
All right. Well, I know,
or at least the most popular song.
Okay. Well, I know the album cover. Never had a copy of it. I have a friend that's always will preach the Mad Season album, and I'm like, I'll get to it eventually.
But if someone mentions it somewhere in something that I'm like reading, then it's unique enough to at least mention.
Yeah. But yeah, it was weird because I was like, well, I know that's Lane Staley, but I'm not familiar with the song. Anyway.
But in the package, we see Justin caning Tommy with the help of Rod Price and Jack Victory, followed by Terry Funk joining forces with Credible, helping injure Tommy's leg with a chair and a ladder, before Terry is shown slapping Dreamer repeatedly. Which leads us to our sixth match, Just Incredible, with Jason, Nicole Bass, and a mystery woman versus Tommy Dreamer in a Stairway to Hell match.
And it's not Sammy. I don't know who this mystery woman is either. She's a shorter, fit black lady. Never seen her before.
Well, the back of her jacket says Jasmine.
Oh,
which
I didn't read that.
Made me think that it's Jazz.
Oh, I don't know Jazz.
Who is a member of the Women's Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm going to learn about Jazz.
You will see more of Jazz as we go.
Cool. She looked like somebody. She didn't look like a.
She's a smaller Jackie, basically.
Yeah, she didn't look like a valet. She looked fit, like somebody that.
Yeah, she's a very good wrestler.
Could wrestle.
For that time frame.
Also, she was like dressed in tights and stuff. She wasn't walking out in like a dress or like with her tits out, as women are wont to do in ECW and WWF at the time.
And the rules of this match are that a Singapore cane hangs over the ring. Climb the ladder to retrieve and use it, but the match is still won by pinfall or submission.
And Sandman's not here. Crazy. You think he's pissed?
So our competitors exchange strikes to begin when Tommy drops Credible with chops, a low blow, a spine buster, and a clothesline that sends his opponent to the floor. Justin reverses a whip to send Dreamer into the railing, following in with an uppercut and another whip into the steel. But a big boot catches Credible as he charges in, leading to him being dropped over the railing. And they roll back into the ring with Tommy bringing a chair with him, only for Justin to duck the shot and counter into a reverse DDT onto the steel.
Oof.
Before hitting a sit-out powerbomb and sending Dreamer out to the ramp. Incredible sets up a chair to drop toe hold his opponent into, followed by Bass getting a few shots in as well.
The crowd chants she's a man because it's the ECW crowd. I guess this is a wrestling crowd of 1999.
Yeah.
They'd do it anywhere.
Now back inside, Justin sets the chair up again for another drop toe hold. But Tommy counters into a side Russian leg sweep before smashing Credible's head into the steel and a Dreamer driver. Tommy retrieves the ladder and goes to put it in the ring when Justin and Jason attempt baseball slides into it, only for Dreamer to move the apparatus in time, drilling them both with the weapon, sending Credible into the crowd.
Maybe the most clever spot of the night, where he misses him with the ladder, but then he backs up to catch him with it.
Yeah.
I thought that was incredibly clever and innovative for a
Tommy Dreamer match.
Yeah, and I mean, they call him the innovator of violence, but I mean, I don't know that I've seen anything I'd really write home about that Tommy Dreamer's done, and this is one of the more intelligent, interesting, and it's a spot I've never seen before. Not saying it hadn't been done before, not saying it hadn't been done since, but it was clever, and the camera caught it perfectly. Impressive.
Tommy bridges the apron and railing with the ladder before taking a baking sheet and a beer from a fan to use over the head of Justin, followed by rolling his opponent in, only to receive a baseball slide that knocks Dreamer down to the floor. Incredible taunts on the apron, leading to Tommy placing him on his shoulders to drop face first across the ladder.
Oof.
Before they return to the ring and placing the apparatus in the corner to catapult Justin into. Dreamer then places the ladder on the mat to power slam his opponent onto, before delivering a rope walk elbow drop, but Credible moves, causing Tommy to hit the steel.
I mean, he's got a big head, but he's not so bright sometimes.
Justin then places Dreamer's arm in between the rungs and smashes it with the chair, followed by chokes on the ropes.
It's funny because it's like, yeah, I understand why you would do that spot, but in a world where it's like, oh, there's no rules, it's ECW. It's like, if you really want to hurt his arm, it's like, you don't hit the ladder with a chair. You stomp on the chair and break the guy's arm. So sometimes I'm like, oh, it's little things like that that'll take me out of it. Whereas a kid, I just never thought about it. I was wrapped up in it.
But also, he was in such pain that you probably could have just pinned him and got the win right there.
I thought you had to get the Singapore cane first.
You still win by pinfall or submission. You don't have to get the cane.
I thought that's why I thought this went on so long. Someone had to get the damn cane.
That is why it went on so long.
But
Credible then puts the ladder back in the corner to whip Tommy into, only for Dreamer to reverse, sending Justin barreling into the ladder and over the ropes to the floor.
A little seesaw action.
Tommy goes out to the apron to drag his opponent up, but Credible counters into a suplex onto the cement before they return to the ring, where Justin attempts a superplex, only for Dreamer to reverse it into a front superplex. And Bass jumps on the apron to distract the ref, allowing Jason to meet Tommy up top, but he gets pushed off, leading to Dreamer going for a double DDT on Credible and the sexiest man on earth, when Jazz would run in to hit a low blow to Tommy.
Oof.
And Jazz continues with a snap suplex, only for Dreamer to no-sell and grab a handful of hair. But he gets leveled by a Jason clothesline, and Justin stomps in a corner. Credible then tunes up the band for a baseball slide, only for Tommy to avoid, causing Justin to crotch himself on the post. So Dreamer looks to pull him back into the middle, but Nicole and Jason try to hold Credible back, when Tommy would let go to send Justin crotch first into the post once more.
Also, pretty fun, very cartoony spot. It made sense.
Dreamer keeps up the attack with a Spicoli driver, sets up the ladder like a teeter-totter to smash Credible in the head, followed by attempting to climb and grab the cane, only for Justin to drag him off the apparatus. Credible sets the ladder on the ropes and a chair on the turnbuckle, placing Tommy on the apparatus before dumping him out of the ring through a table at ringside.
These are some big-ass ladders, by the way. They put that cane up high. Like, you can't see the cane
at the top of
the screen for so long that I forgot that was the goal.
Yeah.
And then they set the ladder up and started climbing, and I was like, oh, yeah, because the camera moves up to catch the cane. It was pretty wild.
Justin goes to climb for the cane, but Dreamer makes it back in to rocket launch his opponent into the chair in the corner. Tommy then bridges the second rope in a corner with the ladder, whipping Credible into it and catching him bouncing out for a DDT.
Oof.
Only for Justin to counter by driving Dreamer into the weapon several times. Credible then delivers a swinging DDT, followed by placing his opponent's head between the rungs and ramming the ladder into the ring post, causing Tommy and the apparatus to fall to the floor. Justin then pulls another ladder from under the ring, setting it up inside when Dreamer, who's busted open now, does the same, with each climbing, only for Tommy to nail a cutter to Credible off of the apparatuses.
I mean, it's pretty funny because they're just like jabbing at each other, and then for some reason Credible decides, I'm just going to climb over. So Tommy just takes a little jump to the side and pulls him right down to the mat.
Dreamer makes his way up to grab the cane, but it's taking forever to loosen.
It is taking a while.
So Justin has to wait to be kicked off from climbing after, followed by Tommy leaping off to hit a DDT. And Dreamer tries to wrap up his opponent in the ropes, but they're too tight, so Credible has to just wait for the cane shot. When Terry Funk comes out to nail Tommy with a trash can.
Yeah, and he really cracks him like 10 times.
And Justin grabs the cane to whack Dreamer over the head as well, delivering That's Incredible onto the ladder for the pin and the win. Post-match, Funk hits several more trash can shots.
Yeah, I take it back. He did the 10 plus, just piles on him after the pin.
With Tommy not fighting back, even as Joey begs him to do so. Terry then raises Credible's arm before they leave.
And just since we've been talking music, Just Incredible comes out to Prong's Snap Your Fingers, a good band that I don't think anybody knows or cares about. But I think they still tour 200 cap rooms. Anyway, this was good. It was a little long, but the more singles matches, the better.
Yep.
And Just Incredible is a pretty good wrestler. He's fun and interesting. He can kind of do whatever you need him to do. He's better than Tommy Dreamer. And I'm glad he won here. Because if Tommy won, what do we do with the Funk thing? Keep it moving. Funk redeemed himself. Let him keep cutting promos and, beating up Tommy Dreamer. I'm here for it.
Stephen Prazak standing outside Taz's locker room, where the human suplex machine has begrudgingly agreed to do an interview. And Stephen wonders what Taz has to say. Is tonight the night? With the human suplex machine finding the question stupid, calling Prazak a rocket scientist, and wondering if he sells toothpicks for a living. And Taz says he only needs a camera and a mic, so he kicks Stephen out before letting everyone know that tonight is the night. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you.
I don't know that I've seen Stephen Prazak before.
I think he was the guy who met up with New Jack out in the parking lot of that one show.
He's probably
we didn't know what his name was at that time.
It's probably a guy that's doing a lot more on hardcore TV, and we just haven't been watching it.
We then go to Shane Douglas's locker room, where he's complaining about Sid, telling him to go somewhere else. But the human suplex machine is the issue at hand. The immovable object meets the unstoppable force. They've been the dominant players from day one. And the franchise continues that Taz won't be the champ. He's not giving up the title, telling the human suplex machine to seek it elsewhere. Because tonight, he's going to play games with Taz all night long. And Shane starts repeating, "It's my belt. Ain't that right?" When Francine, who seems preoccupied with her makeup, finally answers, Yeah, Shane, of course.
I mean,
you're right.
Also, Shane here is being a little erratic and bigger than normal. He's normally a little more controlled. It feels like he's worried and overcompensating for it. I don't know if that's what he's trying to do, but we've seen Shane Douglas promos before, and he normally starts pretty low and then he gets louder when he's making points, but he's normally more collected than this. It was a good promo. Shane Douglas is pretty good at promos.
Yep. That leads us to our 7th match. Taz versus the franchise Shane Douglas with Francine for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. And the story behind this match was that Sabu had pinned the franchise at November to Remember to become the #1 contender, leading to them feuding until the Homicidal One spooked Shane with a controversial double pin during a house show. Douglas would strike a deal with the human suplex machine to help him put Sabu out of action, offering him cash and a spot in the triple threat, as the rest of the triple threat was either off to WCW or injured. Taz would hospitalize the Homicidal One after dropping him on his head, but Sabu would return the next week, only to be re-injured. However, the human suplex machine pulled the Homicidal One on top of him to let Sabu win the FTW title, as Taz no longer needed it, the money, or the spot in the triple threat. His asking price was the Homicidal One's title shot.
I mean, yeah, we all know that Taz is a man without a country. He has those guys that follow him out to the ring, but those are his training buddies. They don't really do anything. He doesn't want any help from anybody.
And Taz was actually recently inducted into the Hardcore Hall of Fame. Probably about 3 months ago at this point. They did it on an episode of AEW Collision. They were doing
Is Tommy Dreamer the Hardcore Who has like the hardcore? Who's the guy
it's the 2300 Arena.
Okay.
Is the people who have the Hardcore Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Dreamer basically working with Impact at this point, so
all right.
I think he's a bigwig in Impact, so I don't think he really has anything to do with the Hardcore Hall of Fame, other than probably being a member, possibly.
Yeah. Maybe.
Actually, he
might not be.
Might not be.
I mean, he did.
I don't remember seeing his name, now that I think about it.
He did say he was going to attempt to kill Paul Heyman at one point in his life, so... And then take his own life, I think is what the story was. Pretty dark stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's over it now. I'd like to think so, but maybe they're just like, all right, Tommy, we love you and respect you, but stay over there.
So the franchise walks out, and he has a new belt. It's not the craggly old thing that they've had since...
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it, it was much shinier.
Much shinier. And their two competitors stare each other down, with Shane talking trash, until the human suplex machine flips Douglas off, leading to them going back and forth with holds and takedowns, when Taz would catch the franchise with an overhead belly-to-belly Tazplex and an Alabama slam that sends Shane to the floor to regroup.
And did we point out that Douglas has a cast on his hand and
a
broken thumb?
He still has it.
Okay, He's had it for a while, but just pointed out that it's still there.
And the human suplex machine gives chase, only for his whip to be reversed, sending Taz into the crowd, followed by Douglas flying off the railing with a crossbody. And the two men brawl through the crowd all the way to the very top of the building.
Yeah, they go up quite a ways. This place is much taller than I assumed, because they just keep going up, and then there'll be like a partition for the next section, and they're just, it feels like the video game I was thinking of, an old NES game, but it just never stops, it seems like.
Franchise's head is slammed into a wall that ends up busting him open.
Yeah, and this does not look like a blade job, because like it's just like a circle in the middle of his head. It looks like concrete burn. It's like, oh damn, well, that looks extra nasty for some reason because it looks real.
They then begin making their way down the stairs, where Shane rams the human suplex machine into a railing, only for Taz to suplex Douglas onto an awning over an entranceway.
Oof.
Which they then end up falling off into the entryway. So the cameraman loses them momentarily.
Yeah, we get some Fran cam while they're trying to find our stars.
And they end up making their way back to ringside, where the franchise puts a table into the squared circle.
Yep, franchise, the anti-hardcore guy. He's shook. He's anything he can to win. Also, we went over that pretty quickly, but they brawl for a while up and down the crowd. Like I said, it goes up for a long time. It's not 2 minutes. It's a good chunk.
It's a good chunk of this match.
Yeah.
Shane sets that table up in the corner before slugging away, but Taz fights back from his knees. Shane then reverses a whip that sends the human suplex machine through the table, which busts him open and allows Douglas to get a 2 count. The franchise nails an inverted rolling neck snap and brings another table in to place in a corner.
The inverted rolling neck snap, yuck.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like looking at that. It looks like it hurts.
Where Taz counters a whip into an overhead belly-to-belly Tazplex through the table for a near fall. All of a sudden, the lights go out.
Oh no.
And pyro goes off. It's Sabu!
And this has gone on for a while, and I just wasn't ready for it to... I was like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, of course Sabu's going to come out. Same with last week where I was like, oh, they alluded to it. Of course Stone Cold's going to come out.
He runs out to deliver a springboard double clothesline, strikes, chair shots, and baseball slides that have both men out on the floor. The homicidal one then nails a triple jump moonsault onto the human suplex machine.
I don't know that he nailed it. It's a little sloppy, and Taz gets most of it as he kind of... Because they're both right next to you. He basically misses Shane Douglas.
But Shane sells it as well.
He does.
Followed by Sabu putting Douglas on a table that bridges the apron and railing to hit a triple jump leg drop onto. The homicidal one then grabs the chair to throw at Taz, setting up another table inside the ring, placing the human suplex machine on it, as Sabu climbs to the top to nail a twisting splash to send them through the table.
Oof.
But the homicidal one's hurt, so Fonzie pulls him out and helps him to the back, while the franchise finds his way back inside, laying an arm across Taz's chest for the pin. And no, the human suplex machine kicks out. Francine then gets in the ring as Shane holds up the sign for the triple threat, when Chris Candido and Tammy Lynn Sitch hop the railing, only for the ladies to get into a cat fight.
I do love that he's like desperately putting up the three fingers, but it's like everybody's gone and hurt. He looks so like sad and pathetic in that moment.
Candido pulls Sitch away, only for Francine to deliver a spear.
Ooh.
So Douglas separates them by placing Francine on the rampway.
And in the video that I had, her dress gets caught on the apron, and I'm pretty sure she didn't have any underwear on.
I missed that, but
I was like,
probably was blurred out in my version if it was.
If it happened, or they just cut it or whatever,
Probably.
like because it was just a second. But I was like, what? I was like, did I just see Francine's bush? It's not the greatest quality, but it's better than the show we watched last week's quality. But I was like, whoa, what the hell?
And Chris tells the franchise to get back after Taz, only for him to clobber Shane from behind.
Oh, no.
Allowing the human suplex machine to hit a T-bone Tazplex.
Damn.
Leaving both men down as Candido and Tammy Lynn leave to the back.
And Candido makes sure to throw off his triple threat shirt into the ring before he leaves.
And Douglas can't believe what just happened when he gets surprised by a Taz mission from behind. He fights it off momentarily, only for the human suplex machine to reapply, taking the champ to the mat, with the ref checking the arm once, twice, thrice for the stoppage and the win.
And new! And a long time coming. One thing I'd like to point out is that Shane Douglas even does a mule kick that Taz no-sells because he's a man on a mission. Adrenaline's taken over.
Taz poses with the belt as Joey says his goodbyes, and we get an ad for Living Dangerously.
Bum, bum, bum.
So I ask you, Michael, what are your overall thoughts
of Guilty as Charged?
Charged.
It's not a very memorable name for a show, but there's a lot of memorable stuff on the show. Shane Douglas has been the major title holder of this company. People get stints with it, but it comes back to him. And this is the first time where it truly feels like a
passing of the torch.
Yeah, passing the torch, cementing of a new guard, and it feels right. It feels like it's going to the right guy. They tie up a lot of stuff and start a lot of stuff in this. It doesn't feel dirty, kind of like with the Mick Foley Stone Cold thing. But there's a lot of good shit on this show. Basically, every singles match on this show is great, and the rest of it isn't bad, but it is ECW. If you know what I mean by that, it's like, you know what your tag match is going to look like. Not a tag match. It's not going to look like a tag match. It's going to look like a brawl. And then your Dudleys is exactly what you think it's going to be. Is it the worst version of that? Not at all. It's probably one of the better versions of it, but it's still that thing that a little bit goes a long way for me. But as far as the singles matches here, they're wonderful. I was dumb and kind of expected Taz to win clean, but that's just because I got caught up in the match, so that's a good thing. I forgot about the fact that obviously Sabu is going to come out. So just like with Stone Cold last week, that means they're doing their job well. So I'm like, oh yeah, duh, I'm stupid. And yeah, so there was like some of the things drug for me, but they were the things that always drag for me. And everything else was done pretty perfectly. And shout out Super Crazy and to Tajiri for doing wrestling my way for me.
I'm literally sitting here reading my overall thoughts that I wrote after watching the show.
Yeah.
But now having gone through it again.
Sometimes that happens because you're just like, you'll watch a show and you'll be like, all right, this is how I'm feeling afterwards, and write a little blurb down so you have your initial reaction. And then we talk through it and we feel a different way. Sometimes you watch a wrestling show, you don't feel like we're watching a wrestling show, and that can be a problem too.
So what I had written down was very average show. There's some fun stuff, but the injuries, people not making it to the show, blah, 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 and the overbooking of certain things hurt the vibe.
I mean, I was bummed to be like, oh, you're telling me these guys aren't going to be here that I like.
Because, I mean, obviously, Tanaka and RVD
would have been awesome.
Awesome. Storm, Jerry Lynn, Mike Dudley would have been super fun. So I think having that knowledge and watching the show, I was a little bummed, probably.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, you told me what I could have had, and what you put on paper doesn't sound as good.
But now, and obviously, watching the show, super crazy. Tajiri, great match.
Loved it.
Storm and RVD, considering they probably put that match together that afternoon, not knowing that they were going to be facing each other.
Even if they did it a day and a half ahead of time, 2 days ahead of time, what they pulled off was great.
Yeah. I don't know, when watching it, I loved Credible Tommy or the main event as much. But going back through them, I'm like, these were good matches. They probably could have, like Taz and Shane probably could have been better.
My issue with it was that it was going all the way up the crowd and back down, because they could have done so much more. But I think that my argument for that being okay was that, or not okay, they can do whatever they want, but they do that.
Shane's hurt, so they're having to do a little bit of overbooking to help protect him in that way.
Yeah, and it, makes it a little bit longer, and that stuff drags, but the crowd's so hot, and they go all the way up this thing. It's different if you just walk out and like go around the ring, but they're climbing up this big thing and climbing back down, and it just kind of adds some like tension, and feels like these guys are worn out, and it's kind of like the roller coaster where you're going up, 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 and it does add something to it, but it could have easily fallen apart.
But now, after talking through it again, I do feel better about this show. It has been a minute since I've watched it as well, so I have a little bit more time and space to take it in. I do enjoy the show more than probably. I would say it's an above average show. I'm not going to say it's one of the better shows that I've ever done, because there are still some issues.
Yeah. Also, it helps that there's more people, but then like the 2900 Arena. It's a pretty cool looking venue, and we've seen ECW go to places where the crowd's not as intense. Yeah. But here the crowd feels like an ECW crowd. They're excited. And I think considering the things that they had to move around, they did the best job they could with it.
Absolutely.
And the wrestlers pulled it off.
Good. Where's the smart marks at? There. All right, fuck you.
I think it's time we smark it up. So what are some of those best moments of this show?
Tajiri just basement drop kicking. Super crazy being...
You do love a good
I
basement
do.
drop kick.
It's super crazy being awesome. I really liked the inverted rolling neck snap, because it kind of made me queasy.
I do think that first tag match, it's not setting anything on fire by any means, but all three teams go out there and do their job of opening the show and putting me in the right
mood. It's perfect tone setter. Like I said, you need FBI to open the show, and they had the benefit of like Doring being like pretty fun and capable, and then you have your two brawlers that the crowd is always going to side with as well. Yeah. So yeah, no, I enjoyed that. We've seen so many worse versions of it that this one, this one like happened, and I'm like okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
They could have easily gone over the cliff and made it much worse than
we've seen it happen. You've heard us talk about it plenty of times. We're just like, let's get the show started. Let's get this out of the way. But this one was totally appropriate curtain jerker for ECW.
Terry Funk redeemed himself.
I was so nervous, and he's back to being Terry Funk. Because that other thing, we were all flabbergasted. Like, what is he doing? What is this angle? He took away from a show. Terry Funk never takes away from a show. And the last time we saw him, he was kind of the worst thing on the show, which is, I hate to say it, but you go back and watch it, guys. It wasn't good.
Is Gertner's thing a best moment or a most disappointing?
We've seen him do these so many times, and there's been some, like, he normally kills it. I feel like recently a couple may have been weak. This one was what I would call too strong.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, ew. I shouldn't be watching. I shouldn't be, like, you
shouldn't cringe.
No. I have a pretty strong stomach for offensive things, but it also probably doesn't help that it's Gertner with his chest hair out, wearing a bow tie around his neck, just talking about semen, and also with cartoon characters. It wasn't my least favorite part of that match.
No.
Because I just don't care for this era of the Dudleys. I don't care for the, like, New Jack trash matches. No one's done anything.
I mean, Spike is the most fun part of that entire match because he's smaller than us doing fucking awesome moves.
And he's the Sam Houston of the ECW, where it's like, oh, this is the guy that just takes crazy bumps. He takes crazier bumps, but we weren't doing silly shit like that when Sam Houston was wrestling. But if New Jack and then these guys did these garbage matches, but did something even half as, like, interesting or innovative as the Tommy Dreamer ladder spot that I talked about, then I wouldn't have as much of an issue with them. But when it's just like cookie sheet, trash can, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's like at one point they brought out Nintendos, and it was kind of funny for a minute. But there's only so many silly things you can hit somebody with.
Yeah. Lance Storm on the mic.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought it was a good promo to help set up the match. I mean...
Yeah, because, I mean, that wasn't the plan. And he set it up, meant business, and then they had a really good match. But also, it helps that they're really good wrestlers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if Tommy Dreamer has to change opponents in, half a day or whatever, you're not going to get a match that looks like that because Tommy Dreamer isn't as capable as Rob Van Dam or Lance Storm. So it's just kind of like, oh, we're just lucky to have guys this talented in this company.
How about most disappointing?
I guess just the things that they told me I could have had, but I didn't take it to heart because they addressed it up front. And I wouldn't even known because we didn't watch the hardcore TVs leading up to this. But I guess it's like, oh, is Candido's hurt too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's like all the things that you would have liked to see. It's like, well, they're injured. They work for ECW. They're going to get hurt.
But I mean, because of all those injuries, I think is the reason why we got this super crazy Tajiri match. I don't think it was on the original card.
Yeah. Well, that's a silver lining because I really enjoyed it. It's my favorite match on the show, even though it's less important to the ECW of it all, but it was exactly the kind of shit I like to see. I can't really call the Sid thing a disappointment because as soon as I knew Sid was coming out, I knew exactly what it was going to look like.
The match doesn't disappoint me. The ECW felt like they needed to bring in Sid for possibly a pop or a bump in ratings or what. Because, like, obviously he wasn't promoted for the show, so, like, what are you getting out of paying him what you're probably paying him? I
mean, maybe the idea was that these guys were hurt and Sid lives in Florida and he'll come out here and do a thing and it'll give people something to talk about because it's also a pay-per-view. Possibly. And I don't know if Sid actually lives in Florida, but most wrestlers do. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too. It's like, oh, that sucks for Kronus, but he'll be okay. How long is Sid sticking around?
I think we see him one more time.
Yeah.
In ECW?
Yeah, they gave him $2,000. And we're like, cool.
When the Dudleys called out Public Enemy, I rolled my eyes.
Me too.
And then when I went to do the research to, like, find out about... Because I knew when he said the date, I was like, oh, we're not watching that show. Like, we don't.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a copy of that shit.
Yeah, and also it's like, oh, Public Enemy showing back up. It might have sparked a reason for you to put that show on the list, potentially.
Possibly. I just literally could not find a good copy of House Party. And so I was just like...
Then you looked up what happened and you rolled your eyes even harder.
So, like, are we going to... When will we see Public Enemy? And then I just kept finding all this more information about it. And I'm just like, oh, we just may not see them ever again, which... Okay. Like, I'm not heartbroken about it, but it doesn't feel like they were done.
Yeah. You know, I'm thinking about it because we spent a lot of time with Public Enemy in this earlier ECW era. Is their highlight the promo with Mikey Whipwreck?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure, because that's immediately what popped in my head.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're terrible at what they do. It's just not my thing really, and we saw too much of it for too long. But it's kind of a bummer they didn't really get to evolve in any way or get used enough in those other companies to really they didn't really up their worth in the wrestling world. It's like, oh, they were desirable in ECW. On WCW they kind of just happened. And there might have been like a handful of Public Enemy fans across the country, but not enough for them to be Harlem Heat.
Last thing, I'm disappointed. I mean, I kind of said it a while ago. The overbooking of the main event kind of sucked. And the only reason it kind of sucks is just I do feel like it makes Taz not quite as strong in winning the title.
Yeah. It's a little bit different than...
Which, I mean, I guess I could have had that complaint last week.
Well, the difference there is that Mick Foley and Taz are two different personalities. Taz is a badass. Mick Foley is resilient.
Yeah.
So it's like two different things. People love Taz, but people love Taz because he's kind of like, what if Goldberg was short and could wrestle?
Literally, his line is, beat me if you can, survive if I let you.
Yeah.
But I need Sabu to come out. I need Candido to sucker punch his faction mate.
But this typically happens with like first runs.
I mean,
but Taz is already so like he's.
I mean, he should have had the belt like a long time ago, but Shane's been hurt. So
he doesn't need the caveats. I understand the Mick Foley caveats in the greater world of the WWF, whether I like them or not. Yeah. But yeah, I was a little surprised that Taz didn't just.
Like, I probably would have been okay if it had just been the Sabu thing, because they set that up.
Yeah.
The Candido thing coming out, I think I was probably just like, did we need that?
Yeah.
Because Sabu was attacking both of them. So that's...
It's an even...
It's an even thing.
Yeah. But the Candido thing, I think, is kind of just like pouring gas on the fire, and it's like, well, now I assume either Shane goes away for a while, or he is just bummed the fuck out. I don't know.
Maybe him and Candido fight each other. Who knows?
I mean, that was the other thing. It's like, oh, well, what is he going to do next? And it's like, oh, well, he'll feud with Candido.
If that's not the next feud, then I don't know what happens with Candido at this point. So,
yeah. I mean, that was the main thing that I thought was like, okay, well, they'll fight, so Shane has something to do that doesn't just make him look like a loser.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody thinks that Shane Douglas is a loser anyway.
How about best performer of the night?
I mean, my two favorite performers were Super Crazy and Tajiri, but of the matches that's my favorite for sure, but it feels like, well, Taz won the belt. I'm
going to say that is my favorite match.
Yeah.
But Lance also did the promo.
And had a banger of a match.
And then had a banger of a match. So I'm giving it to my guy, Lance Storm.
Yeah,
I'm not biased. I understand.
I'm not mad at you for it. Lance definitely...
It's my show. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
He's one of those guys that has been good since he's come in, and it's like, oh, Candido is not the best promo.
Yeah.
RVD has never been the best promo.
I'll admit, Lance Storm is not a great promo. But he gave a good promo on this show.
Yeah, that set up a match that got set up a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And then they went on to have one of the better matches on the show.
And how about most surprising?
Sid.
Sid.
Yeah.
It's definitely Sid. Wasn't expecting that at all.
No. Kind of surprised Sid would even do it. Money is money.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Turn the lights down. Turn the projectors on. We're ready to rumble. This week we're covering Belle of the 90s.
What kind of name is that for a movie?
It was released September 21st, 1934 by Paramount Pictures. Directed by Leo McCarey, who's an 8-time Oscar nominee.
Damn.
Having 3 wins. And it was written by the star, Mae West. And as I said, Mae West stars along with Roger Pryor, John McBrown, Catherine DeMille, and Duke Ellington, who's a 1-time Oscar nominee, a 24-time Grammy nominee, with 13 wins of those.
Dang, he's bat 51%. Is Roger Pryor Richard Pryor's father?
No.
I didn't think so.
So the plot of this film is the cabaret entertainer Ruby Carter shifts her operations to New Orleans and becomes exceedingly popular with the local men.
Ooh, this is a prostitute movie, but they couldn't make prostitute movies back then. Or is this pre-code?
This is pre-code.
Okay. But it's probably not as explicit.
Or actually, the code had just happened.
Oh.
Because the original title of this film was It Ain't No Sin.
Ain't No Sin.
And as a publicity stunt, parrots, like the birds.
Yeah.
If I'm saying it weird.
No, it's a weird thing to just say. Parrots.
Parrots were trained to repeat the title, but the Hays Code forced them to change. So the parrots were released into the jungles of South America, still repeating the phrase.
Terrifying.
And there were certain scenes that had to be removed or reshot to be shown in different states, such as a marriage ceremony having to be included instead of just the characters being married.
Okay.
Because back then you had to show them that.
Yeah.
Some reviews and ratings of the show. IMDb has a 6.3, Letterboxd 3.1. And I found a review from the New York Times, Andre Sinwald, all the way back in 1934. He says the songs were quite perfect, bolstered by a smart and funny script, an excellent physical production, and a generally buoyant comic spirit. There are gags for every taste, and most of them are outrageously funny, according to almost any standard of humor.
Sounds like this guy had a hoot.
So, my review, let's get this out of the way first.
Mm-hmm.
Mae West is a knockout. She is gorgeous.
I mean, she's doing cabaret in New Orleans. She can't go down there looking all shabby.
But this film probably isn't the best. It's basically men fawning over our main character until the plot finally gets going in the last 30 minutes. And it's only a 70-minute movie.
So basically, they probably had to either cut a lot, or the whole idea was like, oh, we're going to have this really pretty lady, and it's just good. This is just a movie for guys to go watch a pretty lady. And instead of writing anything happening, we just get to watch guys act as the audience who's just also oogling the pretty lady.
There's some editing choices that were made that I don't love.
Might be because of the code.
Like there's a whole jewel thief and love angle that gets short-sighted. You understand what happened, but only because there's a line to tell you.
Yeah.
And as I always say, always show, don't tell.
I mean, we could say that for
especially when it's major plot points of this film.
Yeah. We could say that for almost every movie that comes out now, where it's like, do people talk like this? You really think we're this stupid? It is what it is.
So the wrestler of this film is Mike Mazurki.
Oh, I know that name.
He is little background on him. He's the founder and first president of the Cauliflower Alley Club.
Ooh.
And his role in this film, he literally was an audience member in the crowd. Like, I picked him out. I saw him.
Really? Yeah.
Because, I know what Mike Mazurki looks like. But I gave this movie a 2.0 and a wrestler performance, because literally all he did was sit in the crowd. So I'm not going to judge him harshly.
Yeah, he wasn't asked to do anything.
I gave him a 3.0.
Why not?
If they don't do anything more than what they're supposed to do.
You think he was just like a guy that lived in... Well, I guess... I don't know where the movie was shot. It probably wasn't shot in New Orleans.
Shot in L.A.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just out there probably trying to get into acting, and they were like, all right, we'll throw you in here.
Yeah, why not? Get in here.
I mean, I told you guys, some of these movies, like literally, he's in one shot of the entire movie. But he's there.
But you said he was a founding member of the Cauliflower Alley Club.
Yeah.
So, that's a thing. Guys, just go, Google that. Read a little bit of wrestling history. Matt probably talked about it, I don't know, in episode 3.
Might not be that far back, but I did talk about it at some
Yeah.
point. Next week, Sold Out 1999.
Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me.
Sorry, we got to.
Don't do it to me. I mean, hey, 3 weeks without WCW. Take your wins when they come your way.
Music from this week's show is This Is Extreme by Harry Slash and the Slashtones. And Taz won our main event, so
Our new champion.
we play Survive If I Let You by Harry Slash and the Slashtones. And if you like this episode or any of our other ones, please go out there and rate and review us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you find your podcasts at. If you're doing the YouTube thing, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell for those notifications for when the show comes out.
Every Wednesday, right?
Yeah, every Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
It's there for you, like clockwork.
Well, yeah, we'll be here for you.
And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, recipes for Shane, as hopefully he's back next week, it is in Charleston, West Virginia.
Ooh, I was going to say
That's a
South Carolina.
I think that's a new place for us.
I think so. West Virginia. I didn't know there was a Charleston in West Virginia.
But you can send those to our email at wrestlinghistoryx@gmail.com or find us on X at WrestlingHistoX. It's Wrestling HISTO.
X.
We'll talk to you next week.
Come back, Shane.